This is not an accident. They didn't have anything else in their diaries. Are you mad? What? What were they doing? Doing grifty things on a Friday night? No, I truly believe that the palace know that the people are not happy. And I have said consistently, I believe the palace are trying to use Catherine to try and rehabilitate Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie's image, and the York family image. And so, this is a very smart move that Catherine doesn't have them there. Whether it's the palace or whether it's Catherine, whoever it is, this is a very good move. The images that were taken, they are taken by, I wouldn't call them paparazzi. They are taken by a mixture of photographers from agencies called Getty Images, PA Reuters. These aren't paparazzi as you know them. They are photographers that will attend these events with the royals, and they will ensure that they get great pictures. Whereas you would get a run-of-the-mill paparazzi that would potentially try and go out of their way to get a bad shot because it sells for more money. The photographers that the palace get for, the royal engagements, they are top level photographers, and not that the images are airbrushed or anything like that, but there is a certain caliber of image that these kind of photographers produce. And as a side note, this is exactly why I knew the palace were involved in Harry's fake royal tour in September, because all of the credits were all of the same people that constantly do this kind of work with the palace, and it's to control the narrative, but it's also to protect the royal family. And I absolutely agree with this. Not with Harry, obviously, but in terms of the carol service, I think it's a super smart move. Make no mistake, they are bringing out the other members. I'm just going to turn my phone on silent. Apologies. This was a bit of a last-minute video I thought I'd do. They are bringing out these family members, and I cannot fault this. Zara Tindall looks like a Hollywood movie star. It's breathtaking. And also Sophie as well, the Duchess of Edinburgh. She looks incredible, and we've seen her she's been more visible recently. Not to say that she hasn't been doing lots of work before. Perhaps it's that the press are making her more visible, the palace are pushing her more. But this is very much Catherine and William, I believe, giving us a really clear insight into the future. And with Catherine and William at the helm, I think things are going to be all right, guys? And there's no Beatrix or Ine. There's no Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. There's no Sarah Ferguson. These are all the key signs that we are looking for. It's also very telling that I think William, he doesn't look his normal jolly self, but then it equally could be a picture where they decided the Daily Mail have decided to use one. And because maybe it was the best shot of the whole family. I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me because William understands, what his brother is trying to do. He is trying to go the monarchy and push them and poke them, in my opinion. And it must be incredibly stressful because when you really have a life of service like this, and then you see this clown over in a LA TV studio behaving in the most disgusting way, it must be incredibly stressful. But I feel sometimes in the world, we don't celebrate good news enough. And this is a PR masterpiece. Absolutely incredible. I also think Catherine and Zara Tindall may have changed makeup artists. Their makeup has tweaked as has their hair. And they look beautiful regardless. But I truly think they have just stepped it up a gear. And I think both women look as good in jeans and a jumper as they do like this. But the world is watching, and insiders, I feel like we can all sleep well tonight. I feel like people are listening now. And I feel that despite the fact we could potentially come to the conclusion that the press office at the palace are not the best when it comes to something that Catherine and William are at. And at the helm, then I do believe it's Catherine and William that are really pushing this. I wanted to make a side note. Last year, Princess Eugenie arrived with Sarah Tindall. Very interesting. And obviously not there this year. We're also in attendance, as they were last year. The three siblings arrived with their father and added red ribbons to a tree at the front of the abbey. They're calling her Kate. I'm going to call her Catherine. Catherine greeted them warmly, putting her hands on their shoulders as they walked in. Both boys looked smart in suits with their hair neatly combed to one side, while the princess wore a black velvet dress with a white collar and a black bow in her hair. The hour-long service, which began at 5 p.m., will celebrate the power of reaching out, but singer Hannah Waddington pulled out at the last minute because of issues with her voice. William Winslet and actor Chiwetel will all give readings during the event, which will recognize community and honor love in all its forms. Celebrity chef Dame Mary Bry, who has created a Christmas wreath on display in the Abbey, will also be among the guests' leading sportswomen. The princess arrived shortly after 4 p.m., ahead of her family for last-minute checks, and to meet some of the guests, followed by Windsor, festive in red. Outside the Abbey this evening, the area had been transformed into a winter wonderland, while trees inside were decorated with fairy lights and panettas. The Daily Mail understands that while Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie were invited to attend the event, both were unable to join other family members. It is believed they were touched at the invitation, but had previous commitments. Music. We'll go over this in a minute. Insiders Mello, Fisherman's Friend, and Griff will perform on a roster also featuring Dan Smith from pop rock band Bastille, but Waddington has been replaced. The Ted Lasso actress was due to sing the much-loved carol in the bleak midwinter, but minutes before guests arrived, it was revealed she would not perform as her singing voice had been compromised from an exhausting filming schedule. Hang on. Lots of pictures, all of which I've shared with you. And right, that's it. So, this is what I want to tell you. Princess Beatrice and Princess Zini are not there. Insiders breaking news. Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince William and their children have arrived at the carol concert at Westminster Abbey. And I feel this is the good news we need. It has been a week and we were due some good news. I'm going to tell you some of the PR tricks they've used with this appearance, and also my mark for them for this appearance, 10 out of 10. They could not have done better. It is unbelievable. Let me add this to the stage. So despite the fact that the Mail have gone with the wrong name, says Kate kicks off Christmas. Breaking news. Princess of Wales leads the stars as they arrive for Christmas. Context is key. So yesterday, let's remember we had Harry the Clown Prince, who attacked Donald Trump, who did an interview with Stephen Colbert, who had been so grotesque about Catherine, Princess of Wales, during her cancer battle, and he totally took the mickey out of the royal family. He made aberrant jibes at Donald Trump. And like I said, regardless of where you are on the political spectrum, the prince should not be doing this. Prince Harry should not be doing this. He is on the royal website. So, let's go back to the good news, just to see how in a different sphere Catherine and William are. Yes, they knew how much was hanging on this appearance. So, I'm going to read you the piece, and I'm going to show you some of the images. So, let's go through the images first. This is such a stunning picture. It's also no mistake that Prince William has let Catherine, Princess of Wales, lead this. This is her event, and I always say when it comes to Catherine and William, less is more with them. You don't see them biting back at every story. You don't see them doing a huge amount in the public. And that's not criticism, because the issue is when they do something, it eclipses King Charles. And obviously we know as he's the king that they don't want that. So what you see with William and Catherine is they are doing a lot. But the palace are very careful to make sure that they don't eclipse King Charles. But the issue is, everyone loves Catherine and William, so they constantly do eclipse because, a lot of people are saying he's not my king. Can't argue with that. Right. So here are some more images. I mean, it's absolutely stunning and top marks to Zara Tindall. She has never looked better ever. She looks exquisite. I mean, this is just unbelievable. It's absolutely breathtaking. I feel like I potentially should have put a bit more makeup on to do this live stream. Not live stream, this video. But this is why the palace panic when it comes to Prince William and Princess Catherine, because they are perfection and people love them, and quite rightly so, and they never put a foot wrong. And so when they do something, it could be even in a small region, it makes headlines, whereas when King Charles does, it doesn't. And the palace, I believe, are very well aware of this. Now, I'm going to read you this piece, and then I'm going to give you some really interesting insider information about it. The Princess of Wales greeted guests, cracked jokes with celebrities, and welcomed members of the royal family as her annual Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey got underway this evening. Kate will preside over the Together at Christmas service in London, now in its 5th year, which features a host of celebrities from Kate Winslet to Katie Mella. The Princess and Prince William's children, Prince George, 12, Princess Charlotte, 10, and Prince Louis, 7,